Hey, this is AJ Menendez, Master Male Illusionist, tucked and untaped. Welcome to Male Illusion 101. Okay, so I'm here with my partner in crime, Vinny Marconi. Say hi, boss.
Hello.
Vinny came up with a very bright idea to make some more elaborate costuming videos to help show y'all how to do your stoning, etc. and so on. And what we're going to do is we're going to make several little videos so that you can concentrate on just one thing at a time. Stoning is sort of my shtick. So we're going to start with the stoning. Now, you can get stones from anywhere, but let me tell you where not to get them. Do not get the stones from Walmart and glue them onto your costumes. The Walmart stones are plastic. And they may look shiny in the packaging, but once you put them on your costumes after a while, they get foggy. And you'll see, this is one of Vinny's first costumes, and he used the Walmart stones, and you see how they get foggy. These are the stones that you use to practice with. They're not the stones that you use to put on your costumes. You want to be professional about this. This is, it's fun, but at the same time, it's still a business and it's not a game. You can order your stones from Bling on the Lights. You can find their page on Facebook. And they are actually pageant quality stones. They're not Swarovskis, which are my personal favorite, but they are definitely pageant quality stones. And let me teach you a little bit about stones. Okay. You have your regular stones that come in all different shapes and sizes. But these right here are what they call 30SS. These right here are 20SS. These right here are 10s. And these little itty bitties that you would never catch me dead attempting to stone are 3s. They're 3s. Now these are just the regular stones. Then you have what they call AB stones. And I have a couple of bags here. AB stones are very much like prisms. Like these are clear ones. And these are rainbows. But you'll notice when they hit the light, they hit all different colors. They're like prisms. The AB stones can be an amazing thing to play with if you want to get really, 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 really creative. Because what happens when you use regular stones for your costuming, when the spotlight hits them, they're gonna pop. Kind of like a disco ball, how it shines when the lights hit it. It's very, very, very similar. Same concept. What you're gonna need to start is you're gonna need a tube of E6000 or tacked
Gem tack.
Gem tack. You can talk, bro. You ain't gotta be quiet.
Well, put the tube in front of the camera so they can see it.
E6000.
Upside down. There you go.
It comes in clear dry and it comes in black dry. So you have to be careful when you're picking up the E6000, because I've made that mistake a couple of times and got the black stuff and went to stone something on a white outfit. It wasn't cute. So pay attention to what you're doing. You're also going to need a toothpick or something with a sharp tip.
Skewer.
Yeah, this is a skewer. And when it gets really, really dull, I actually do stick it in a pencil sharpener and sharpen it. But it has to have a sharp tip. Of course, you're going to need your stones. And what you want to do is you're going to have a costume sitting in front of you. First, you decide what you want to do with it. And I suggest, if you're not real sure, you take your stones and you put them in whatever pattern you want to put them in, just so you can get an idea of what it's going to look like before you stone them down. Now you have your uniform, like what I'm working on right now is pretty uniform. This was made for me by Alex Mello when I went up to Port St. Lucie last weekend, and I've just decided to stone the hell out of it. Or you can scatter them throughout your costume so that it'll be blingy blingy in just, certain spots. I'm what you call a bling king. I basically stone everything I own. I even have a pair of stone boxers because I don't sew, so I have to get creative in other ways. So what you want to do is you want to get your costume that you want to work on and decide what you want to do first. You set out your stones, and I'm basically all over the place because this is what I'm used to doing it. I used to be very, very neat and have all the stones in their own little compartments and whatnot. I just, this, like I said, this is just my thing. And here's what you're going to do. You're going to take the E6000 and you're going to put just a little bit. Little bit. That's all you need. You don't need a whole lot. And what happens when you put a whole lot is it oozes out from underneath the stone. And not so much. You want your things to be neat. You're going to take the skewer or toothpick or whatever you use. You want to place your stones upside down. And you want to pick up the stone with the skewer or toothpick or whatever you're using. You see, you pick it up just like that. Real simple.
On the back side.
On the back side. You're going to put it in the place where you want it. You're going to press down with your finger, and as you're pressing down, you're going to twist it out from under. You're going to hold it there for a couple of seconds, and bam, it's in place. Now, if it's a little off, you can shift it because it was just glued down and you can still move it. And that's it. That's basically all there is to stoning. People think that it's more complicated than that. I will tell you, it is time consuming. But if you're going to be an entertainer, and it doesn't matter if you are a newbie that is only in this for, oh, it's just a hobby, or I'm just in it for the fun. Unfortunately, us boys are judged as a whole. And so what that means is when a venue owner or a show director or the audience members see one of us get on the stage in clothes that we had just pulled out of our closets and get on the stage with them, they think that we're all the same. You want your outfits to be set aside from regular everyday clothing. Your costumes will enhance your numbers. You have never gone to a drag queen show and saw a drag queen get on the stage with the clothes that she has hanging in her, well, maybe, but street clothes. Everyday clothes that you wear every day. No, their costumes are always on point.
She did not go to Walmart and on the way to the venue clip the tags off of it.
Yeah, no. No. We have to be held to the same standards, whether or not we're in this for the fun of it and it's a temporary thing, or we're in this for the long haul where you want to take it to the upper levels and the higher competitions, etc. and so on. Regardless of why you're doing this, if you're going to do it right. And that's the way I was taught. What?
Tell them the difference between Gemtac and E6000.
The difference between Gemtac and E6000, I prefer E6000. Vinny prefers Gemtac, but I may have to start playing with that. Gemtac, when it dries, if by some chance it oozes out from underneath your stones, it doesn't dry, like you can't see it. It's not shiny. So really, it's whatever your preference is. You can do whatever you want to do. As far as you can turn anything into a costume, anything. We actually just came back from the thrift store and got a whole lot of stuff because Vinny decided that we were just going to do a whole costuming sleepover. I've got my two boys, Ty Compton Menendez and Vibreezy Menendez, are actually in the kitchen and we're having a barbecue and we're going to be working on costumes for the rest of the night because we've got a lot of big stuff coming up with
Night of Kings.
For a Night of Kings. So, if you have any questions about stoning in particular, you can hit me up. You know, don't be afraid to ask me a question. I would rather have people ask questions than do it on their own and make it look really, really, really messed up. Because like I said, they judge us as a whole. Remember, Walmart stones, the big no-no. You can go Swarovskis if you've got the money. If you've got the money, Swarovskis are actually the best ones to use. But because they're crystals. They're actual crystals. But they're not, these are the best ones to use. Here are your...
Yeah, those are the junk ones.
These are your Walmart stones. And the best way when you're learning how to stone... Here. You want to zoom in on them?
I will.
And they come in all shapes and sizes. The best thing to do with Walmart stones or any kind of plastic stones, those are practice. Get yourself a t-shirt that you're not going to use. You're going to throw away a dust rag, something, and practice gluing your stones on until you get to a point where you're comfortable with it. Because you don't want to start stoning an outfit and then realize, damn it, man, I made a mistake. Because I've done that a couple of times too. Sometimes, you know, it takes practice to do what it is that you're doing.
Here's one of the biggest things that I've noticed with plastic stones. There are only certain glues that you can use that will actually adhere a stone to cloth.
Yeah.
E6000 and Gemtac seem to be the two. Ask anybody, they're the ones that are used.
But they don't hold them for long. Like the minute you throw them through a washing machine, they're gone.
True, they don't hold all of them. Which is why we have to make sure that they're very, very dry before we wash them.
When you're washing, speaking of...
But the biggest thing...
Oh, sorry.
That's alright. The biggest thing about using E6000 and plastic stones is that the E6000 actually eats the reflective covering on the back of the stones to give them color. Which is why all you end up with is a pretty clouded stone. You can't even basically tell what color it is after a while. Which is why my helmet is being redone. Because it was one of my very, very first costumes. And I was just learning at the time. And yes, I use plastic stones. But now I know better. So they will be replaced.
You are going to need a junk rag. Like in my case, there's one junk rag here. And this is actually a sleeve of a t-shirt. Because every now and then you're going to want to clean the excess glue off the tip of whatever it is that you're using. Remember to be very, very careful not to use a large amount of the glue, because it will make your costumes look very, very sloppy. You want your costumes to look professional, because at the end of the day, it's business. Danny, you want to bring my
Yeah, I'm going to do the close-up first, and then you can talk about it.
Okay.
Because I can see it here. There's the close-up.
Right here, it's oozing out. See, I told you, I make mistakes. I do. And
Okay,
it's
now
just
show 'em
not.
the rest.
Now, the rest of this, there are over 5,000 stones on this duster. And I glued them on one.
Along with the rag.
Really? I glued them on one by one. This took time. Don't think that you're going to start stoning a costume and think you're going to be done in 20 minutes.
Yeah, in my dreams.
No, it doesn't work. It doesn't quite work that way. You have to be able to put in the time. And I hear a lot of entertainers say, well, I don't have the money for this and I can't get that, and etc. and so on. For a newcomer, I understand it's very, very difficult at first. But the truth of the matter is, as I said, this is still a business. And if you want to be in this business, you have to put in the work. I'm not saying you have to walk around looking like Liberace. But you have to make your clothes stand out and not be something that somebody's wearing in the audience, because I've seen that happen where I've seen an entertainer wear an outfit that they were proud of it. I think they bought it from JCPenney's. And went to the club looking all spiffy, and there was somebody in the audience wearing the same outfit. You don't want that. You want your costumes. Your costumes are going to accentuate your numbers, and vice versa. Everybody has their own style. You don't necessarily have to use stones. Where's your painted jacket? You can paint things on the back. Like my duster's painted, but I stoned it. Vinny has a very similar jacket, but this one is all painted. You don't necessarily have to. The stones enhance whatever's there.
And there's some glitter paint on that.
And there is some, or you can use glitter paint. You gotta just make sure that you use fabric paint. As long as it says fabric on it, then you're fine. Don't use acrylic paint on clothing.
It will wash off in the washer. And it will crack in a dryer.
Yep. It'll destroy your whole entire outfit. You can go to like the flea markets. You can have your stuff airbrushed and then glitter paint it or stone it. You know, you don't necessarily have to have all your costumes stoned, but it's that effect when the spotlight hits you and it's like bam. So I'm gonna finish working on this and sign out, and Vinny's gonna do one on, what is it that you're gonna teach him?
how to cut out stencils.
Vinny's going to teach you how to cut out stencils, and he's going to explain to you how you can actually make your own stencils. And things of that nature. And as we go down along the line, Mr. Marconi is going to do a video on how to even put lights in your costumes, but that's a little later on down. This, for right now, this is the simplest way, and these particular stones from Bling on the Lights, they're not all that expensive at all. And what you do when you order your stones, I'm going to tell you right now, when you order your stones, they're going to ask you how many gross you want. And a lot of new entertainers don't know what that means. What a gross is 146 stones? 144 stones. Which means that when you tell them you want 1 gross of the black hematites or whatever, they're going to send you a bag with 144 of those stones in them. So that should be something for you to play with at first. And they come in all shapes, all sizes. You just have to tell the people that you're getting your stones from what you want.
Okay, I'm going to go over and show them stones.
Okay, Vinny's going to hop over on the other side while I sip my coffee. Speak.
These are all different colors of stones. Don't know if you can even see the different colors. But,
Better?
yeah, thank you. These here are the Labrador. And then you can get all different colors. There's the amethyst. And you can see that these, now look at the sparkle. Even through plastic, you can still see them sparkle with the light on them. There's the sapphire blue. Okay, so they come in all different sizes and all different shapes, and trust, all different colors. So when you order, try to find their color chart, because there is a difference between like the aquamarine and the sapphire blue and the capri blue. There's different shades. So if you think that you can get them cheaper from one person and get this shade, and then go to somebody else and think that they're cheaper and just say blue, you might end up with a different shade. So keep that in the back of your head too when you're ordering stones.
I will put, I put it a couple of times, but I will put the link for Bling on the Lights on the Male Illusion 101 page. And as I said, if you have any questions, Male Illusion 101, there are seasoned entertainers who are also on the pages, so you don't only have to ask me. If you have a question, any one of the entertainers that are on the page that are seasoned can answer your questions. You know what I'm saying? So if something I say doesn't work for you, but something Vinny says does, by all means, go with it. It's all about learning. And some of it takes a lot longer than others. You know, you don't have to be Picasso and paint your costumes. You don't. You can just go make a couple of stencils of like travel art, or you can, like I said, you can go and have them airbrush. You can do anything that you want to do. Get creative with it. Have fun with it. Make sure you maintain your own style, because every single entertainer has their own style, their own swagger, their own way of doing things. They have their own looks. Okay, so we had a little malfunction, but I'm back. Like I was trying to tell you, every entertainer has their own different style, their own different swagger, their own... We're all very diverse individuals, which is why the people come out to see us. They don't want to see somebody who does the same thing and who looks the same, which is why your costumes have to be of your own individuality. Be your own entertainer. Stone the way you want to stone, as long as you're stoning or creating the costumes. Nobody's going to be perfect in the beginning. This takes work. And it takes, to be creative. You can have people help you with it. But don't just slap things on and call it a costume. Now, the one thing that I didn't tell you was, in addition to these stones, you have hot fix, correct? Hot fix stones. And there's a little gadget.
This is a hot
fix gun. And I believe the way this works...
These are tips.
Yeah, those are the tips. And I think you put the stones inside?
Nope. Like you have 20 SS stones out. This isn't plugged in, so it's not going to do anything. This tip, notice these are all different sizes. They're for the different size stones. This goes right on top, And what it does is, Hot Fix is known because they have the glue, the black on the back. And I don't know how close you can get there, but it's actually a weave pattern. This Hot Fix gun fits on the stone, melts the glue. When you remove the gun, you've already melted the glue that's already on there. If you don't want to deal with Gentac and E6000 and all that other stuff, that's all you do. You get yourself a Hot Fix gun, get your Hot Fix stones, melt the glue on the back, you hold it for 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. By now I'm usually bored, so I pick it up. It does take a little longer to use Hot Fix with the Hot Fix gun. No lie. It does take a little bit longer. But if you are unsure about the strings and the glue and the toothpicks and all that other stuff until you become more proficient at it, use it. The big thing with the Hot Fix gun is that there is spacing between your stones. Because this tip actually fits over the entire stone. Not like this. Like this tip is too small for this, so I probably use this for 10 SS. But it goes completely down and over. And see those little slots on the side here? I don't know if you can see them. Can you see the slots? With the slots, you have to sometimes use a toothpick to put into the slot to hold the stone onto the shirt while you pick up the gun, because it will stick. Oh, there's 10. As you can tell, this is well used. But there's a 10. Now, the 10, it literally fits right over it. Now, if this was glued and stuff, you put this one down, and then you put another 10 next to it or whatever. You see the tips themselves? You have to leave the spacing for the tip to go down all the way over it. And that's what will leave your little bit of spacing between your stones. If you're using E6000 or Gem
You can space them to, like, there are no spaces in between my
on,
stones.
Exactly, they're on point. So, anyway, that's the Hot Fix gun and the different size tips for the different size stones. Okay? Back to AJ.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish working on my little project here, and then we're actually barbecuing in like 30-degree weather. Nobody said we're normal. I'm going to go back and do what I got to do. So I'm going to leave y'all to doing what you want to do. If you have any questions, you can hit me up, you can hit Vinny up, you can hit up, and just post it on the page. And one of the seasoned entertainers will answer your questions. Believe me, there's no such thing as a stupid question. I would rather have you ask me than you do it wrong. So this is AJ Menendez, Master Male Illusionist, signing off.